In the aftermath of the 2024 election, America is even more divided than before. Half the country fears the end of democracy, and the other half welcomes it. As America inches toward the brink of authoritarian rule, now more than ever, we must force ourselves to have the necessary conversation. Welcome to the Necessary Conversation. I'm Chad Kulchin. With me is my sister Haley Pope, a lefty living just outside Dallas, Texas, making cakes and other baked goods. Hi. And my parents, Bob and Mary Lou. Have we all peed today?
Okay. Yes, we have, but
Good.
if I have to leave, it's not because I'm rude. We have a 13-and-a-half-year-old Chihuahua. If she needs my attention, I got to give it to her. I just won't let her suffer. I'm sorry.
Okay. Apology accepted. Do you have a ditty, Mom?
Yes, I always have ditties.
Okay. We begin the show every week with ditties for my mom. That's Ditties.
Wait, short... I gotta go pee. Hang on.
Oh my God.
Just kidding. I'm just kidding.
I was about to lose my goddamn mind. Okay.
I'm just kidding.
Today
Mom,
is Sunday.
ditties.
It is Happy Easter Day. If you do believe in Easter and you're out there, Happy Easter to you and your family. Blessings to all of you that you love and that you care about, all two-legged and four-legged people. And I wanted Dad to say this real quick. If you are of Christian faith, and it doesn't have to be Catholic or Roman Catholic, but the sign of the cross. And Dad's going to talk about this.
What? Think no evil, feel no evil.
Spiritu Santi.
Huh?
In the name of the Father and the Son and the Holy Ghost.
And the crossing of the shoulders is the Holy Trinity.
Are you guys going to watch The Passion of the Christ?
Maybe.
We might. But
all right.
I think Easter, too, for me, it's to be thankful for things.
Okay.
For you and Chad.
That's Thanksgiving.
Haley and Chad, happy Thanksgiving. Yeah. That's right.
All
Okay,
right.
Moving right along.
Please.
Did you know Dr. Oz now is the head of Medicare and Medicaid? And
He's
I saw him on Huh?
He's a quack.
Oh, quack, quack to you. He is not a quack. I saw him standing behind President Trump. I was like, who is that dude? He has white hair, like real white now. Yeah. He's different looking.
He's old.
He's a reality TV star, just like Donald Trump. You now have podcasters and reality TV stars running the U.S. government.
Okay, and he's very smart about scientific things and medical things. So
he's not.
Okay, all right. Yesterday in Oklahoma City, it was 30 years ago, April 19th, 1995. I can't believe it was 30 years ago. It was the day that darkness fell on the city. That was the day. It was the deadliest homegrown in the United States bombing in the United States. He blew up the Alfred P. Murrah building in downtown. Clinton came yesterday to give the speech.
I saw that.
And to remember the lives that were lost. His name, of course, was Timothy McVeigh. He was a domestic terrorist, is what they called him. Mm-hmm. There were 168 people killed on that day, 19 children. And they have a huge monument called the Gates of Time. And Chad and Haley, you were there with us, weren't you?
Yeah, we were.
Yeah, the Gates of Time. That gets me every time I see that. Where between the hour of 9:01, 9:03, it was when the bomb went off at 9:02. And I mean, people here still talk. I mean, it's terrible. It was a terrible day in the city of Oklahoma. Since then, I think just a month or two after that explosion, they took the building all the way down. And that now is where the, I guess it is the museum and things have been rebuilt. There's 168 chairs that are empty. And the one that really gets me, they're made of bronze and stone. They're beautiful with the names of everyone that was killed that day. And the ones that got me and just made me cry are the smaller chairs of all the children.
Yeah.
On that day, a lot of people were injured, over 850. 30 kids were orphaned on that day. 219 children lost one parent on that day. It was,
That
it was like,
happens.
huh?
This happens in Gaza every day.
Okay, but it doesn't
Good.
happen where a terrorist comes with 480, it was 480 pounds of ammonia that he put in that truck and blew everybody up. So I just want to remember those people that died, and I feel sad for their families. That's my
All right.
ditties.
Thank you very much.
You're
Let's
welcome.
now move on to a portion of our program where we're going to take a question from a listener. If you have a question to send to any of us, to all of us, record it in a 1 minute or shorter video format, preferably. I will accept audio as well. I will not accept written questions. I thank all of the people who wrote me 10,000 word emails. I didn't read them. So if you want to send
You're
your
so
question,
mean.
I just don't have time. If you want to send your question, once again, make sure it's in a 1 minute or shorter audio or video format. Send it to thenecessaryconversationpod@gmail.com. Are you ready for today's question?
Yeah.
Wait a
Everybody,
minute.
Haley, are
I
you
think
awake?
so.
Who's the question for?
Well, you're going to find out. Here we go.
Well,
All right.
My name is Jared, and I'm a 20-year-old girl from California. Just joking. I'm a huge fan of the podcast, and my question is for Mom and Dad. Trump's policies are negatively affecting everyone from snowflakes like me who care about civil rights, to small and large business owners who are being affected by the tariffs, to American citizens who happen to be of Mexican descent being threatened with deportation to an El Salvadorian prison for no reason. Not only do you guys seem like you're cool with all that, but you tend to relish in the misery and woe of these people, saying, oh, you guys can go cry about it, or you can go get deported, or in some cases, we can stand to lose a few bots. My question is very simple. Do you guys still feel like you're the good guys? Thank you.
Yes.
There you have it. Okay, interesting.
the good guys in
We're still the good guys.
What is he
All right.
talking about? Good
The
guys.
percentage of people in this country who agree with him are small.
All right. His question is basically saying that you guys support all of these things Trump is doing, and
That's
Dad, you have
correct.
said you're even down to, in quotes, lose a few bods,
That's
meaning
right.
kill people. And so do you think that that is justifiably in the right? Are you righteous and
Yes.
moral in these convictions that visit suffering on other people?
Yes.
Okay, Mom?
Yes, yes, yes.
I don't understand the righteousness that he thinks that we're more righteous than anyone else. No, we're not.
No.
It's
He's
just
saying you support these policies and these ideas that harm other people, in some cases killing them. Does that make you a good guy in your mind, or are you just kind of embracing what's going on?
What do you think? I can't help it.
What's he doing?
What do you think?
Peeing?
Yes.
5 minutes into the fucking show? Is this a bit? Why didn't he pee before the show?
No idea. I told him to. He doesn't do everything I ask.
Okay, well, we know where he stands. The idea, Mom, I'm actually glad he's gone. Maybe I can just talk to you. The idea is that you are supporting these things that are harming people, that are ripping families apart. Do you think that that's on the right side?
What stood out in my mind when he said they're taking innocent people and putting them in prison. Okay, I do not feel that the man that they took from Maryland was innocent.
We're not talking about that specifically. That's one of our topics. We will get to it. I'm talking.
I know, but
he's
that's
talking
what
about
he said
generally.
in there. That's what he said in there.
That was one of the examples. Trump is also liquidating people's 401ks. That's bad. He's doing things that I think you would agree are against a lot of people's better interests.
But it's hard. It's hard. You know what? It's hard when we dug ourselves in a hole with a president that didn't give a crap about our country, didn't give a crap about financially our country. We were in such a bad hole that some of the stuff Trump has to do now to bring us out of it, people aren't liking. And I do understand that. Mm-hmm. But they're carving the fat away so that we can bring our country back again the way it was.
Okay, so you do view yourselves as the heroes of this story.
I'm not a hero of anything. I'm a human being. I'm like everybody else.
All right. Well, there you have it. Thanks for the question. Again, if you have a question for any of us or all of us, send it to thenecessaryconversationpod@gmail.com. How long is Dad going to be peeing?
He's done.
What's he doing now?
He's doing housekeeping work. Hell, I don't know what he's doing.
What's he doing?
Get over here, Bob. He's coming. He had to get an Amazon package. I'm so sorry.
This is unbelievable.
You're fucking with a microphone.
Okay.
Yeah, just don't touch the microphone.
I'm not letting him get up again. This is ridiculous.
Can you just sit here for an hour, Dad?
Yes.
I've been sitting here for 45 minutes already.
Well, we're only 10 minutes into the show, and you've been gone for about half of that.
Yeah.
He's here.
Put the fucking microphone down.
Yeah, stop. You can't touch the microphone. Every time you touch it, you hear it.
I did tape it up.
Okay.
Then sit it somewhere.
Dad, I just want to address this real quick. We do the show every week for 1 hour. It's all I ask of you is to just be here present in this conversation for an hour. So far,
we have the same conversation every week.
We're here, Chad.
It's because you never listen to what I'm saying.
Don't rile him up.
Move on.
We're here.
Rile him up. In the first 10 minutes, you were gone for 5 minutes.
Move on.
He had to go to the bathroom. You want him to pee his pants?
And then he had to pick up an Amazon package?
Well, it just happened to pop up while I was up.
All right. This is going to be a little bit of a different show. You guys have put together some topics. So do you want to start with one of yours or do you want me to start?
Do you want me to do mine or
I'll do mine?
Of course.
Wait, did you email this to me?
I did. I emailed mine to Chad.
I got no fucking prep.
I know.
You're going to be fine.
You don't need any prep.
You'll be fine.
And
you'll be fine. And one of these comes with a video. So I don't know which of your topics you're going to do, but I will play the video you sent.
He's going to go first.
Okay.
Okay. My topic today is Mike Obama.
Okay.
Big Mike, who's been running the government for the past 12 years through Susan Rice. And that
includes during Trump's first term. Hang on. You said for the
Michelle
past 12
Obama
years.
Is really Mike Obama.
Wait a minute.
What?
You said for the past 12 years, that includes Trump's first term?
No, it includes 2 of Barack Obama and Biden.
Okay.
But it's
12 years total.
This is a conspiracy theory.
This is my theory.
Conspiracy theory.
Big Mike is a man. You can tell by his wide shoulders, his Adam's apple, his muscular face, his muscular arms. He's 6'2", weighs 200 pounds, and is 7 times uglier than any dog you've ever seen on the street.
Okay.
Okay, we're going to dive into this and check him out. Several videos, TikTok, YouTube, famous. Ellen DeGeneres is even seen dancing, flapping her wiener around. Joan Rivers.
That's the clip, I think.
And a man, Alex Jones, has proof she's a man.
Chad, do you have that clip of Joan Rivers?
Her mom's obituary refers to him as Michael. And if that's all the case...
Oh, this is the clip too.
If that's all the case, then it kind of says something about Barack Obama, doesn't it? You can figure out what that is.
Do you want me to play the clip now? Or
huh?
Do you want me to play the clip now?
Which clip did we send?
You sent a Joan Rivers clip.
Yeah. Play that one.
Play it now?
Yeah.
Career move for you? I am so excited. Okay. And I should do very well because I don't charge.
And do you think that the country will see the United States will see the first gay president or the first woman president?
We already have it with Obama, so let's just calm down.
Got it.
You know Michelle is a trans.
I'm sorry, she's a what?
A transgender. We all know.
Oh my gosh.
Oh gosh. It's okay.
Yeah.
So that was the clip.
She's never been photographed pregnant. Never saw, no one's ever seen that. Her kids look a hell of a lot like some people named Nesbitt. Okay. People are saying they will pay $10,000 for a picture of her PG. None have ever shown up. And she has sued no one.
For any of those false claims.
So,
nobody's been sued.
Question, Chad and Haley, do you think she's transgendered and her name is really Big Mike and she's the one that for the 12 years, 2 of Obama or 8 of Obama and 4 of Biden, who through Susan Rice has actually run the country.
First of all, this is all irrelevant. None of this is even politically relevant. So who cares?
Well, this is up to me.
Michelle Obama is not transgender. Even if she was, I wouldn't be bothered by it. I don't give a shit.
Okay.
Same.
I figured you'd be short and sweet.
Well, I believe that trans people have rights. So, I mean, even if I'm assuming that what you said is true,
could be.
I don't care.
Her name is not Michelle, it's Mike, and it's Big Mike.
Yeah, let me ask you a question. Let's say everything you've said is true, which it's not. What does it matter?
It matters.
Well, they kind of, if it was true,
then Barack Obama is a little mealy-mouthed little whiny boy that takes orders from mama.
No, if it was true, then they lied to all of us through the whole time that
That's correct.
ran the country.
You yourself have openly admitted even Trump lies all the time. All politicians do. So why would
but
that
not
be any different?
by intent.
Oh, okay.
What?
I don't know what's going on here. This might have been a mistake. Let's move on to.
Oh yeah, there you are.
You offered no news. This isn't like a news event that happened this week. It's some weird conspiracy theory from 100 years ago, which, by the way, has been debunked. The theory gained traction in 2014 when comedian Joan Rivers made a comment referring to Michelle Obama as transgender, which she later dismissed as a joke. Following Rivers' death, conspiracy theorists speculated about a connection despite no evidence supporting such claims. In February 2025, Elon Musk, father of Elon Musk, reignited the conspiracy by asserting in a podcast that Michelle Obama is a, quote, man who dresses as a woman, and that Barack Obama is, quote, queer. These statements are met with widespread criticism and have no basis in fact.
Okay, but the way he started and what he wanted to say, I think, was that was a conspiracy theory he wanted to talk about. That was his belief.
Okay.
Both of you
just
said
like you
no
get
way
pissed
in
about
hell.
how we talk about the same thing every week. You've brought this exact same conspiracy theory up dozens of times on this show.
Both of you said no. I'm half and half because
There's no point. There's no point.
I've read more.
Let it go. Fuck, they don't want to talk about it.
I've read more about that where I'm half and half.
We only talk about Donald Trump.
No, what do you want to talk about it, Dad? You said all you had to say.
Yeah.
We said we disagree, and even if what you said is true, which it's not, we don't care.
I'm done.
What else do you want to say?
I guess I'm done.
Oh,
no, go ahead. What else you got?
Jeff?
No, I mean, hell, no, never mind.
Okay. You know what we should have done
What's
today?
he doing? What do you got? If you have some more to say about
it. We all should have done an edible. It's 420. Why didn't we do that today?
Oh, stop it. My God.
I'll do a high episode with everybody whenever you want.
Yeah.
All right. Are we done with...
I've seen you do drugs, which to me is contradicting because you did have cancer and all that. That's what... I can't believe that you would put drugs into your body that way.
Which way? Smoking?
Yeah.
Eating?
Smoke marijuana.
IV?
What?
Please believe it. Okay. Are we done with Michelle Obama? Do you feel like we've gotten to the bottom of it, Dad? Or there's more to say?
He believes she is. Everybody else believes she doesn't. I believe 50-50 she could be.
She is not a she.
Okay.
It's a man.
And there's more
I strongly disagree and don't care even if you're right.
Okay.
Next.
Okay.
Right? I mean, what...
So whatever you got, whatever you got today on your deals, I don't care.
Okay. His other one that I
So don't ask me a fucking question about it.
Ooh, the other one that I could not...
Wait a minute. I'm engaging in this conversation. We've been talking about this for 15 minutes.
We're reacting to what you said.
Yeah, your reactions when we dismiss something you say are extremely childish and they don't engage in conversation. You say, well, I'm just going to not talk to you then. You give us silent treatment and stuff. And I'm asking you to, A, be in the chair for an hour, B, actually engage with us in conversation. We are, after all, your children trying to have a conversation with you. Is that meaningless to you?
I think you're misinterpreting we don't care. We're saying it is irrelevant to us if she was transgender. We don't care about that part.
Okay. So
now he's giving us the silent treatment.
Not that we don't care about the question and answering it.
He did a topic that you guys don't care about.
No, but we have engaged with it. We have answered all your questions.
Okay.
I'm now even continuing to ask you if you want to keep talking about it far after the point, but you're just sitting there staring at the TV.
Do you want to say more?
No.
Okay.
All right. Moving on to my first topic. You have another topic you want to do too, right, Mom? Let's
Well,
mix
didn't
and
you
match.
say I had
You
to
do
do
one, I'll
one
do one,
too?
you do one.
One of my
What?
ditties from last week was the Blue Origin's ship that
Yeah.
went up into outer space for their 11-minute, 12-minute trip with all the women on it. Well, this time, after they came back down, there were people that are not like giving him celebration and saying, wow, that was great. Gayle King got upset recently with a lot of Hollywood leftists that were ripping him to shreds, saying, what did you really do up there? What did you do for mankind? Anything? No. You did that for your own self-worth because Megyn Kelly said, oh, wait, let me go. Gayle King said, it wasn't a ride. We went up into outer space like Alan Shepard did. We went up like he did. We are female astronauts. Then Megyn Kelly goes, you didn't walk on the effing moon, Gail. He did, and it was his first flight up there. So don't compare yourself to Alan Shepard. So people were cutting her down. Even a corporation, Wendy's, said to her, said to Katy Perry, can we send her back? There's people that are debunking whether it was even true or not, whether it was real, whether it was simulated now, due to the fact, remember when the female astronaut was up there for over a year almost, Suni, and her hair, they have videos of her, how her hair was sticking up in zero gravity. I can't talk today. And then they showed those women up there and their hair was just like floating down. They also said when the capsule opened, that on the ground, it opened inward. Real space doors have to open outward from pushing back through re-entry. There were
That's
no
not
skid
correct.
marks on it. They had no
That's
pressure suits
also
on. They had no
irrelevant.
helmets. So it really was a ride. It was a ride that most people, common day, can't afford. 200 to 300,000. There were other Hollywood celebrities that were just trashing them, saying, really? And Gayle King was like, this inspired little girls and da 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 da. I don't know. I have a different take on it now. I think they were rich people that just went up there to say, look at me. Chad, what do you think?
Yeah, I think Jeff Bezos used them as props.
Haley, what do you think?
Same. I mean, there's a clip of Gayle King saying, you know, we went into space and it was amazing. And I recommend you all go into space. And it was kind of like a let them eat cake. You know, it's just tone deaf and Katy Perry coming down and like giving incoherent fucking interviews that mean nothing. And these were people, there was one woman in the group who I think was training to be a NASA astronaut. And then some shit happened in her life. She was sexually assaulted and became a crusader for getting rape kits tested and like passed laws and shit for this. So like she used her time to do other things. And so this was kind of like an opportunity for her to see space. So I think there was something kind of profound about that for her specifically. But the rest of the people in this group, I don't know. You've seen all the memes like Katy Perry up there with a fucking flower and they're singing like fucking dumb shit. I don't know. You know, it's tone deaf. It's kind of gross.
That flower, it was supposed to represent her daughter, I think. Her daughter's name is Daisy. But yeah, I think it was like to promote his space flight. Yeah.
Of course.
And
It's
they
these
did nothing for
celebrities cozying
mankind. I
up
don't
to one of
think.
the billionaires that's secretly controlling our government.
Yeah. There was
Not
no
even
mission.
secretly.
There was nothing for them to make us down here better. But they're acting like it inspired everyone in the whole world. Yeah. Okay. That was my topic.
All right. I'm going to try and get in one topic here before we have our simmer down. Trump versus the Supreme Court. This week, the Trump administration faced escalating legal and political fallout over its refusal to comply with court orders to bring Kilmar Abrego Garcia back to America after illegally kidnapping him and sending him to a Salvadorian mega prison without due process. After the Supreme Court unanimously ruled that the deportation was illegal and ordered the government to facilitate his return, the administration has taken no concrete steps to comply, claiming they lack the authority to do so. Senator Chris Van Hollen of Maryland traveled to El Salvador to meet with Abrego Garcia, gaining proof that he is still alive and combating propaganda created by El Salvador's government in a photo of Abrego Garcia appearing relaxed with a margarita. Van Hollen confirmed that the margaritas were fake and the scene was orchestrated to mislead the public about Abrego Garcia's conditions. The administration's non-compliance has led U.S. District Judge James Boasberg to rule that there is probable cause to hold the Trump administration in criminal contempt, which could result in charges against officials, resulting in fines or imprisonment. What's more, the majority conservative Supreme Court this week issued a ruling halting the Trump administration's deportation of Venezuelan migrants under the Alien Enemies Act. The decision came in response to an emergency appeal from the American Civil Liberties Union, which argued that detainees were at imminent risk of removal without due process. All three of the justices that Trump appointed ruled against him on this matter. Dad, are you talking at all during this, or are you done now?
I'm done.
Okay. Mom, why aren't they bringing back Abrego Garcia?
Because he is not a U.S. citizen, for starters.
Okay.
So he is an illegal alien.
Hang on, though. He's not an illegal alien. He is here legally. A judge said he could stay in the United States, so that makes it legal.
But he had, oh God, what was had a deportation already given to him once. This is why I think he should not be brought back.
No. But the question I'm asking is, why isn't Trump and his administration bringing him back? Why aren't they following the orders of the Supreme Court?
Because they're wrong.
It's international. It's international now. He's not a U.S. citizen. When they first came out, they said, they said he was M13, which he is. Okay. And then they said,
no evidence of that.
He's
what?
not.
There's no evidence to support that.
Oh gosh, I have it right here. By the cop that stopped him in 2022, he was stopped by Tennessee Highway Patrol for speeding. Upon approaching the vehicle, this was for trafficking people. The officer noted 8 other individuals in the vehicle. There was no luggage inside, leading the encounter officer to suspect this was a human trafficking incident. Now, why wasn't he picked up then? Let's see. What year was that? 2022? Who was president then?
Okay. There's no evidence that any of that is actual. I read through all this stuff. One of the cops who filed that report. One of the cops who filed that report. One of the cops who filed that report was dismissed for misconduct, and every element of it has been debunked. It has been investigated, and there is no truth to any of it.
Okay, then another time, let's see, he was in a home.
So you want the motherfucker living in the apartment next to you?
Sure.
Okay. Oh, my God.
All of this stuff that you're talking about, though, Mom, hang on, has nothing to do with what I'm asking. What I'm asking is, why isn't Trump and his administration following the order of the court?
Because they
don't have to.
They want America.
They aren't the fucking law.
To see if they can get away with it.
Yes,
they're pushing that boundary. They are pushing that boundary to see, can we fucking get away with it? No. If we can, fucking blanche.
Because they're making America safe again. And that's what he ran on. And he's getting criminals like this guy out. Not criminals. Let's see, he beat up his wife a couple times and she wanted a restraining order, but then didn't want it.
I hadn't heard about that.
He was picked up with M13 gang members.
None of that matters, Mary. None of that matters.
None of that matters, I guess. Yeah.
So
we need to let him back.
He wants the motherfucker living next door to him.
I don't care where he lives. The bottom line is this. Trump is telling the courts, fuck you.
That's right.
I'm not doing what you're saying.
I'm telling the courts,
I think is a problem. But that's okay. Well, you can't though. You can't. If you tell the courts fuck you, or I do, or Haley does, or Mom does, we go to jail immediately.
Oh, you think?
Trump is acting outside of those parameters. Do you think the president should be able to do things
Yes.
at least legally,
In
that no
regard
other
to a
U.S. citizen
criminal
can?
like this guy that would come back and grab one of my granddaughters and smash her head in and rape her and throw her ass around? Yes.
Well,
But why do you think he would do that?
There's a United States prison for that also.
Not
Deporting people to
not
other
for people
countries.
from El Salvador.
Deporting people to other countries illegally.
No, that's where he's
Is
from.
terrifying.
Okay,
That's
where
his
well,
he's from.
country of origin. That's where
Hang
he's
on.
supposed to be living.
hang on. This week, Donald Trump also, when El Salvador's president visited him in the White House, Donald Trump said he is looking into ways to deport, in quotes, homegrowns.
Homegrowns.
So do you think that that should be allowed? That he can deport U.S. citizens who were born here, who have been citizens their entire lives,
Citizens
to
of
wherever
the
he
United
wants?
States, no.
Well, he's saying that's what he wants to do.
No, he didn't.
No.
Yes, he did.
That's literally what he said.
You know what? You guys both thought this guy was dead too. Oh, he's dead. He's dead. No,
I
he's
did.
not. He was sitting there at a table with that Maryland senator that went down there drinking margaritas or something.
No,
Had
he
drinks-
wasn't. The margaritas were fake.
Oh, AI, what?
Of
No,
course
the
they were.
president of El Salvador had guys bring in 2 margaritas and sit them in front of them, and they purposely had less margarita in Garcia's cup than in Van Hollen's cup.
You
Van
know
Hollen came
what?
out and said all of that.
Okay.
He was like, we were sitting there having a conversation, and this guy comes in with 2 margaritas, sets them in front of us.
Okay,
Neither one of
wait.
us touched them. And he's like, you can go back and look at the photos. They have salt around the rim. There's no break in the salt. We never drank them. It was to make it look like they're treating him good, and he's just chilling, having a drink.
You know what, Chad? We will never know. You or me or Haley or Dad, we weren't there. The way the world is now, who knows? Who knows? But I do know that mother.
I got something better. Who cares?
You know what you'll care when one of us is affected by one of those M13 dudes.
I don't care. They don't care. I don't.
Okay. Well, did you happen to see the press conference? Dear God. Did you happen to see the press conference with the mother of the daughter that was killed by an illegal?
No.
Okay. Maybe you should watch that. It'll bring you to tears. What this motherfucker did to her daughter.
Of course, I'm not saying all illegal immigrants are saints. Huh?
What?
I'm not saying all illegal immigrants are saints. I'm saying in this case, whatever you believe about Kilmar Abrego Garcia, this we can all agree on. The Supreme Court has told Donald Trump, you got to bring him back. Or they at least have upheld a lower court's decision on that, right? We agree on that? Hello?
Yes.
Okay. And Trump is saying, no, we are not going to abide by the ruling of the court. There are, as we have talked about, 3 branches of government: the executive, which is the president and his administration, legislative, which is Congress, and the judicial, which is all the federal courts, including the Supreme Court, all the district courts, some appellate courts. If one of those branches is not allowed to use their checks and balances to wield the power they are given in the Constitution, then the whole thing falls apart. We don't have a democracy anymore. Can you understand that?
Pam Bondi said it's international law now.
Okay, so the answer is no. A complete ignoring of the question. Well, we're about halfway through the show now. I'm going to try and curtail some of the stuff that I'm doing, but I did want to do this simmer down. If you would all indulge me, and Dad, you can participate or not. I assume not. But I would love to have each one of us do our best impersonation of a celebrity or cartoon character, whatever you want to do. Haley, go first.
I don't know if I have. Let me try.
Okay.
I'm trying to, we do a lot of shit at the bakery. I'm not really good at any impersonations. I can kind of hit like a Shakira. Okay.
Oh.
Wait. Yeah. Le lo le le lo le le lo le le lo le. I'm at your feet. Whenever, wherever. It's pretty good, right?
That's great.
What?
Okay, Mom, do you?
Yeah.
What do you got, Mom?
God. Just a minute. Oh, God. Queued up. Just a minute. Okay. Oh, goddamn. Okay. Who doesn't love a yellow school bus? Who went to school on a yellow school bus? Just raise your hand. We all love a yellow school bus.
Who's that?
Oh, really? Really?
Yeah. Who is it?
Both of you, really. I'm
Yes.
not
I
going
have
to
no
tell
idea who
you
you're
to
talking
F
about.
off. Yellow school buses go round and round. Who doesn't love a yellow school? Raise your hand if you love a yellow school bus.
What? Who is this?
You can go tonight and go to sleep in your dreams. I'm not telling you.
What?
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 Part of doing an impersonation is that you say who it is, and then we get to determine if you're close to it or not. I can't see what you're holding up there.
A memory of the excitement and joy of going to school.
Oh.
Oh, okay.
Who is
so
it,
Kamala
Haley?
Harris.
Who is it, Haley?
That was a terrible impersonation, but I think you were trying to do Kamala Harris.
Yes.
All right, I get it now. Dad, do you have one? Do you want to participate or no?
He's pissed, I guess. I don't know. He doesn't really have any.
Your choice. You can do it or not. Your choice.
Yeah, I asked him earlier. He said he didn't have any. He's
Okay.
doing Bob Colchin.
All right, I'll do two then. I have one. This is my classic Charlie Sheen. Ready? If you like beans and cheese, you'll love Taco Bell's new 3-bean and 4-cheese burrito, available now after midnight. Run for the border. And then I've also got Jeff Goldblum. Ready?
Yes.
If you like beans and cheese, you'll love Taco Bell's new 7-bean and 4-cheese burrito. Now, open late night after midnight. Make a run for the border. Thank you.
Those are pretty good. Those are pretty good. I thought
Thanks.
you could do Trump.
I didn't want to do them. Sorry.
Do Trump.
All right. Well, huh?
Do Trump.
If you like beans and cheese, you'll love Taco Bell's new burrito. All right. Dad, I was hoping you'd do one, but let's move on. Trump might not be able to keep a big promise. Now, 113 days past the promise Trump made to end the Ukraine war in the first 24 hours of his presidency, he floated the idea that he might withdraw from mediating the Russia-Ukraine conflict altogether if significant progress is not achieved soon. He stated that the U.S. would, quote, take a pass on further involvement if either side continues to obstruct peace efforts. Secretary of State Marco Rubio echoed this sentiment, warning that the U.S. could disengage from negotiations within days if tangible results weren't forthcoming. Since the start of the war, Russia has abducted approximately 20,000 children from Ukrainian families and forced them to live in Russia away from their parents. Mom?
Yes.
Is gone.
I'm here.
All right.
I'm never gone.
Dad, should I just abstain from asking you questions at all at this point?
He knows this one.
What?
Well, I can ask you questions about it or not, whatever your preference.
Doesn't matter. Those 20,000 kids are Russians anyway.
I knew he was going to say that.
But they were taken directly in some cases, like Russian soldiers kick in a door and rip a kid out of the arms of their parents.
Right.
And they will never see that child again.
And that part of the country that they did that in is Russia.
Okay. And so that makes abducting children justifiable in your mind?
Sure.
So they're going to be Russians anyway? So we're trying to say.
Well, this wasn't really a line of questioning. I wanted to talk more about Trump's reaction to this. But, Mom, I'm curious about what you think about these 20,000 kids. You and Dad are always talking about saving the kids, protecting the children. In this case, this war,
If the kids had stayed, though, would they be killed?
Of course you are. Every time we talk about abortion, you guys
I'm
are like,
always
kids,
talking
kids,
about
save the
killing
kids.
all the Palestinians. Children, all of them.
Okay.
So that's
Mom,
not true what you're saying.
In regard to the border, I always talk about where are the 300,000 that came across. They don't even know where those kids are. That's terrible.
And so now here's 20,000 of these Ukrainian kids that are never going to see their families again.
How do you know?
As a result of this war.
They may get to move back into Crimea and be Russians.
Okay.
Were they going to be killed if they stayed?
No.
These Russian soldiers are just kidnapping children directly from their families and then forcing them to go live with Russian families.
Turn them into Russians.
Yeah, they shouldn't kidnap children.
Well,
Nobody
it
should kidnap a
is.
kid.
Sure.
Yeah. Let me ask you this. Should Trump pull out of this deal? Should he stop trying to make peace between Ukraine and Russia?
I don't know. The
He
war
should-
has to end some way.
He
some
should
way.
just go ahead and go all in for Russia and get it over with.
And do you think, Dad, if he does that, if Trump goes all in for Russia, what kind of message do you think that sends to the rest of the world?
It sends the perfect message. Shit or get off the pot. If you want to protect yourself, go right ahead and do it.
But
Because
do you
I'm
think
not
that
going
would?
to.
Do you think if Trump goes all in, as you're saying in quotes, for Russia, that the rest of the world, European Union, all of our various allies across the world might view that as a bad sign?
Yeah, they'll shit their pants. But none
And
of
you
them
want
got the
that?
balls. None of them got the balls to fight.
Uh-huh.
I
Okay.
do believe this, and this was going to be one of the things your dad wanted to talk about. I do believe that Zelensky wants this war to keep going, so he can become more wealthy.
Mhm.
You know, I've read things where he's worth like 300 million now. He's almost a billionaire. He has all these properties. I don't know if that's true or not, but I do believe he wants it to continue so he can gain more wealth. If not, why wouldn't he sit down with Putin and talk this out? His people are
Becau-
being killed. Russian people are
Because
being killed.
Putin doesn't stop. Even if they would come to an agreement, he has already proven time and time again during ceasefires he's not going to adhere to those fucking laws.
There's a
He breaks them
ceasefire.
every time.
Right.
There's a
So
ceasefire right
Zelensky,
now.
what Zelensky would need in order to accept some kind of a ceasefire or a deal with Russia is the
Mhm.
backing of the United States, basically, to say we will enforce this deal that you're doing with Russia because
Well, then that
Putin
fucker
won't.
needs to quit stealing the money.
Zelensky.
How is he stealing the money?
He's putting it everywhere in the country except Crimea because he knows he's going to give that up.
But the money is being given to him by the United States and other countries. How is he
Yeah.
stealing it?
He's stealing it out of the pockets of. It's supposed to be going for arms and
Mhm.
self-defense, and it's not.
Okay.
They both need to
He's
sit
using
down.
it to do what instead? What?
Somebody needs to be a mediator in between
No.
them, which is what Trump's trying to do.
Zelensky just needs to give up Crimea, and the war will
Okay.
be over.
But Trump is not attempting to be a mediator. He's now putting the idea out there that he's going to stop attempting to get a deal here done at
Oh.
all. So
And-
do you think that the Ukraine-Russia war, again, this is a war he said he could end in a day. It's now way past that, over
It's
100 days
over.
past that.
Mhm.
The war's over. It's just a matter of when Zelensky gives it up.
It could be true.
My question is this. Do you think the Ukraine war is going to be Trump's next border wall? This big project that he announced, that he could do it
No.
easily, better than anybody, and then he
No.
never finished it.
That he could do what?
In this war.
He's going to end the war.
He's
It's
saying
already-
he may
it's
not
al-
even
hey.
attempt to end it anymore.
Ignoramus. The war's already over.
Well, when Zelensky,
How is it over?
Huh?
Stop.
How's it
When
over? How is the war over?
The war's over.
They're
Just a
still
matter of
fighting
when-
right now.
A few more people might die in the meantime, but Crimea's gone. The war's over.
And
Okay.
who won? Russia?
Russia won the war.
All right. Let's move on to our next topic. RFK versus autism. This week, RFK announced he and a new research team will find the cause of autism by September. He believes autism is a curable disease. Kennedy has appointed David Geer, a controversial figure known for promoting the discredited vaccine autism link, to lead this global research effort. RFK claimed that individuals with autism, quote, will never pay taxes, hold a job, or go on a date. Dad,
Shut
do you
up.
think I have ever paid taxes, held a job, or gone on a date?
That you've ever paid taxes,
Hello.
held a job, or gone on a date?
Yeah.
And yes.
Okay, so I am living proof then that RFK is wrong.
Hell, I don't know if he can cure autism.
I'm saying RFK said people with autism don't do these things, that they can't pay taxes, have jobs, or go on dates. Do you think that's true?
No.
I think there's a certain percentage of autistic people who cannot do that.
Yes. People who are
Yeah.
severely afflicted with it and have,
Yeah.
Yes.
diminished social
So
skills.
in some respect, he's correct.
But what did he state, that they can't do any of that stuff?
Correct.
Yeah, it depends on what spectrum of autism you're on. Low
Right.
functioning, middle,
But he
middle, or
didn't make
high.
that distinction. He said all people with autism will never pay taxes, have jobs, go on dates. And he
Oh.
believes it is a, in quotes, curable disease. Do you think that's true, Mom?
I don't know. I don't know if it's curable or not. And he should
The
have
answer is
stated
no.
he should have stated high functioning autism, or, there's so many different parts of autism.
It's genetic.
And you and Chad have it from hello.
100%.
Dad, are you autistic?
What?
Are you autistic?
Are you autistic?
I don't think
Are you
so.
kidding? Are you kidding?
He's on the
Yeah.
spectrum.
Have you ever seen his CD collection?
That's
You're on the
OCD, though.
spectrum. That's OCD.
Part of having OCD is being
Yes.
on the spectrum.
Yes,
Dad has fucking all kinds of tisms.
Yes, isms, tisms. He sure does. Yes. I think
His
both of
entire
you have it,
jaw.
and you got it from him. You didn't get it from me.
Dad,
I
if
agree
RFK
with
comes
that.
out with a cure for autism, will you take it?
No.
All right. Let's move on. This week saw a bunch of new polls come out, all showing Trump having the worst numbers he's seen so far. A Gallup poll said his approval rating is at 45%, the lowest for any U.S. president in their first quarter since World War II, except for Trump's own first term. The historical average for president's first quarter approval is 60%. There was a Quinnipiac poll that reported 41% approval and 53 disapproval rating for Trump. There was an Economist YouGov poll that said 42% approval rate versus 52 disapproval, with a notable drop among young voters from a plus 5% net favorability at the start of the term to a minus 29%. There was a Navigator research poll indicated Trump's economic approval rating has declined to minus 13%, the lowest since tracking began in 2018. A majority of Americans believe that tariffs will increase consumer prices, with 76% of them expecting higher costs for goods. Do you think, Dad, these polls are real?
No.
Mom, do you believe they're real?
No.
So you think these numbers were just generated fictitiously and published?
I think they're way low. Way low.
Okay. Are there any polls that you believe are actually real?
I haven't looked lately because I like Trump. I like everything he's doing. I see good things on TV. I haven't really paid attention to polls.
Dad, do you think most Americans like Donald Trump and approve of what he's doing?
Yes.
What gives you that feeling?
Everybody I talk to.
And who is that? How many people are you talking to per day about this?
I don't know, maybe 3 or 4.
Who are they?
Huh?
Who are these people?
Mom.
Yeah.
No.
Kitty Cat, Sugar Bear.
We can't say names. We have a Tom. We have a Mom. We have a
Mark.
Jules. We have a Mark.
Okay.
We have a
We have
big
a Gary.
A.
We have a Gary.
We have a Pam. We have a Janice. There's some people.
Okay,
we
so
talk
your
to.
little
Your small circle of friends all like what's going on,
That's right.
and that's all you need.
Have you
That's all
seen
I
any
care
of the
about.
protests happening, like all
Yeah,
around the
big deal.
fucking world?
Hey,
No.
I don't care.
I haven't seen any on my doorstep or
Hey,
in
yo.
my city. In my
Me and Big Kev were in the back, and we just want to let you know, we don't care.
We don't care.
So you guys think the whole country, everyone in the country, is loving what Trump
No.
is doing?
Not everybody. I have seen on TV a few protests, so they're not happy, I guess. But
Okay.
c'est la vie. We got 4 years.
Yeah.
They've got 4 years.
All
Protest
20
away
all
if you don't
25
like it.
of them.
Okay, let's move on to the ACLU versus the Department of Defense schools. This week, the ACLU filed a lawsuit against the Department of Defense Education Activity, alleging that recent Trump administration mandates forced them to remove educational materials related to race and gender from military-run schools, and they are arguing this violates students' First Amendment rights. The lawsuit highlights the removal of several notable books from school libraries, including To Kill a Mockingbird, The Kite Runner, and Hillbilly Elegy. These actions are seen as a part of a broader effort to suppress discussions on race and gender, educational content addressing topics like gender and sexuality in advanced placement psychology courses, as well as readings on immigration for younger students. They have all been eliminated. The DODEA has reportedly canceled observances of cultural heritage months, including Black History Month, Pride Month, Women's History Month, and National Hispanic Heritage Month. The outcome of this lawsuit could have far-reaching implications for educational politics in military schools and beyond, potentially setting precedents for how issues of diversity and inclusion are addressed in educational settings nationwide. Dad, should these books be banned?
No.
What?
Mm.
You disagree with this?
Yeah.
This is interesting. So is this the first time you've disagreed with a Trump policy?
It's all right. They're banned. They're banned, but I don't think they should be
Why not?
because it doesn't matter.
What did Hillbilly Ideology, that book, why would that
Elegy.
be
Hillbilly
banned?
Elegy.
Yeah, why would that be banned?
That I don't know.
That
That's
was
J.D.
about
Vance's book.
Vance and his upbringing,
Yeah, it was
right?
like his autobiography.
yeah, why
I'm
would
not
that
sure.
be banned?
I don't know. Maybe they were doing it as a like ban this one too. That way they can't say we're just banning liberal books. I don't know.
Yeah, I think the thing about banning books in a library has been going on forever. Which side you're on, all that. I just don't believe like pornography, things like that should be in kids' libraries for
Okay.
sure.
Things like that are not in kids' libraries.
They're not.
Oh, okay.
Do you think To Kill a Mockingbird is pornography?
No,
Okay. Have you guys read To Kill a Mockingbird?
no, not all of it.
I've seen the movie.
Okay. Which
That
one?
was a weird question, Chad. That was a
What do
weird.
why is that a
What?
weird question?
Why?
That was just a weird little reading
I don't
statement.
care.
All right. So let me ask you this. Do you think these schools, by the way, are where the children of people who work for the Department of Defense, it's where their kids go to get
Oh.
education.
Okay.
Do you think these schools should be able to celebrate Black History Month, Pride Month, things of this nature?
No.
I don't know. Some of those topics are, I don't know.
What do you
Some of
mean?
those topics are what?
We shouldn't have a Black History Month.
Okay.
Why?
Don't get him started.
Why should we?
Why
Because
shouldn't we?
Because we don't have, he's going to say, because we don't have a White History Month.
Okay.
Historically,
We don't
we
have
learn about white. We learn about white history because history is mostly fucking white. That's all
Yellow
they put
history
in our
month.
Oh, is that right?
We don't have a
Yes.
purple
So
history
America
month.
was built on the back of white people.
Okay.
They
well,
teach us things in elementary school. When I was in elementary school, we
Yeah.
didn't learn how shitty Columbus was.
Gotta go.
We didn't learn like the truth. It wasn't until high school that I had what I thought were pretty liberal teachers that taught us real history.
Here's what I think. If you have your children in public schools, you don't like what they're teaching, get them out, homeschool them, stay at home.
Mhm.
Teach them what you want to teach them. It should come from parents anyway.
What?
Do you think you could teach a child calculus?
No, I could not. I'd get a tutor. I
Okay.
can't teach myself calculus, and you know this. That's
But
how
you
I met
were
this
but
thing over here.
You were an educator for what, like 20, 30 years?
I wasn't a calculus educator.
But you certainly do not think that all kids should be homeschooled if you don't like what's being taught. Like,
Well,
there is curriculum for a fucking reason. We
Our
had
e-
a board of
Right.
education for a fucking
Right.
reason.
And our education system needs a huge change. And because of all the wokeness brought into it,
Mhm.
all the weird things they want to teach.
Like
If
what?
your kids are in a school that you don't like the curriculum, that they're teaching trans dancing, things like that, where I saw
What is
trans
trans
people,
dancing?
Yeah,
What
what's
is
trans
that?
people dressed up in drag reading books
So
to
drag.
children in kindergarten.
Yeah.
No.
But wait.
Picture-
What's trans dancing?
You know what I mean? You know what I'm talking about.
I
We
really don't.
I meant
Not
drag.
familiar.
I meant people dressing up in drag. That's what I meant,
Okay.
dancing around. in schools, in libraries, teaching kids, reading books to kids. If you don't like that, get your child out of that school, take them home, teach them what you want to teach them.
But that's different than saying schools should not be allowed to celebrate Black History Month.
They shouldn't.
But it always has been in the schools, and yes, that should be in there.
Black History Month, Mom, you're for it. Dad, you're against it.
Yes,
I'm against it.
just
Okay.
because his
100%.
philosophy is his
Against all of
philosophy has
them?
always been, if there's Black History Month or there's a Black beauty pageant, there should be a white one, a brown one, a purple one, a green one, and it has not been that way.
That's because you don't believe in systemic racism or the patriarchy or misogyny or all these things that have
That's
shaped
correct.
the world that we live in.
That's correct.
Yep. And you
Do
know
you
what,
think-
Brad? If you and Haley were in a public school setting right now, and myself as a parent going to meetings, seeing things weird that I didn't agree with, you wouldn't be in public schools right now. You would be at home with me, getting my
You've been-
weirdness.
So
That's-
you've been removed from public education for quite some time.
Right. I
haven't
still have
because
friends
I
in-
still
I
I
still
have
have.
kids who are in school.
Uh-huh.
Whatever you're talking about doesn't exist.
Okay.
Yeah,
This
it does.
weird shit that you're talking about,
Yeah,
it doesn't
does.
exist.
Okay.
It fucking exists big time.
Okay.
It doesn't.
All right.
You make shit up, or you see it on
I'll
Fox
give you that.
News. Like, none of that is real.
Right.
Dad,
We'll
when
see
was the
what's
last
true.
time you were in a public school?
Huh?
When was the last time you were in a public school?
Shit, I don't know.
For what? In a public school for what? A play?
Just to see what's going on there. You claim to have all
musical?
these answers about like what's going on in the public school system, but you have no actual knowledge of it.
I read, I see it on TV, and I still have friends in the system.
Okay. I have one last topic to get to. Trump's executive order to make water less safe. This week, Trump signed Executive Order 14151 titled Ending Radical and Wasteful Government DEI Programs and Preferencing, which effectively terminated a federal environmental justice agreement aimed at addressing longstanding wastewater issues in Lowndes County, Alabama. This rural county, predominantly inhabited by Black residents, has faced chronic sanitation challenges due to inadequate infrastructure, poverty, and soil conditions unsuitable for traditional septic systems. The Department of Justice announced the termination of this agreement, citing the new executive order's directive to end federal initiatives related to diversity, equity, and inclusion, including those concerning environmental justice. Local health officials expressed concern about the future of sanitation improvements in the area, noting that continued progress would depend heavily on federal and state funding. Dad, should the government try to make water safe for people in every county in America?
No.
What?
Why not?
The government shouldn't have anything to do with it.
Who's
Who
going to make it
should?
safe?
Huh?
Who's going to make it safe?
The cities and towns that live there.
Those are governments.
Those are government officials.
Well,
Yeah.
I thought you meant the federal government.
Yeah.
The federal government supplies money
Uh-huh.
to the local governments
Yes.
so that they can help build infrastructure, technology, whatever they
They
need.
can raise taxes in the local.
Everybody should have the
Property
right.
taxes.
Everybody should have the right
I
to
don't
water.
want my money going to that.
Everyone should have the right to water, food,
Yeah.
housing. Yes, yes, yes. We're not that mean.
I agree with Mom.
We're not
Dad,
that
the whole
mean.
point of this is that this specific area is very low income. You can't raise property taxes because nobody has property.
How
You
did
can't
it
raise
get
taxes because nobody has money. It doesn't do anything.
the
Then
question?
they get to drink the sludge.
No, that's mean. How
Okay.
did it get that bad? I wonder.
I have no idea. I just know that it
Oh, it
has
must
something
have
to
been
do with the
money
ground not being.
appropriated correctly.
Could be.
Aren't they
What?
defunding a bunch of shit that has to do with the FDA? I mean, like, we're getting
Yeah.
ready to have, like, rotten food, fucking diseased food, diseased water.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's going to happen. Like,
Oh,
inspections on food, they froze the funding for that.
Rotten foods. Oh, God.
No, it's
Like,
true.
all of these
government.
recalls, all the recalls that you
Yes.
see, those are
I'm
going to,
like-
like, triple, quadruple.
I
People
know.
are going to be getting sick and dying.
I'll be damned.
We better stock up and start growing our own garden. I'm ready.
That's actually a whole fucking movement on TikTok.
Have our home. I
Oh,
know. I've
boy.
seen it. I have food stock, but I don't for like 2 years. But I don't have my own homestead in the backyard.
All right. Any predictions? I wanted to kind of try and do a new little segment here at the end right before we do our love yous. Does anybody have any predictions about what they think will happen over the next week politically in this country? Haley?
I don't fucking know. Every day is a new surprise. I don't know.
Haley
Oh,
was
they're
like,
going to overturn something huge. I don't know. I mean, they aren't complying with the Supreme Court.
Yeah.
So I feel like literally anything could happen. I don't know. Am I going to get arrested? Am I going to get sent to fucking Guantanamo Bay? I don't fucking know.
Don't put that M13 shit on your hands. That's for sure.
Well, that's the funny part because his tattoos, I have some of those.
What do
Really?
you got?
Which ones?
Those tattoos that they were showing
Which
online.
ones?
It was a marijuana leaf,
Uh-huh.
You got that?
the Nirvana smiley face. Nirvana smiley face.
I
Yep.
would
You
I
got
would
a
get my
weed
ass
tattoo?
to a
See ya.
tattoo parlor quick and get those removed.
A cross and a skull.
See ya.
None of
Wait.
those are gang related. I have the
Wait.
Nirvana smiley face.
Do you have a
Dad,
nickname?
you're saying see ya? You'd be okay if they arrested Haley and deported her to a Salvadorian mega prison?
She's gonna support and promote that kind of bullshit. I'm not gonna feel sorry for her.
Promote
I-
what? A
I would
band
do
that I like?
There's no way they would take Haley away.
Wait a
I
minute,
would
Dad,
come
do you think
packing.
she's promoting MS-13?
I would come packing.
If she is promoting it.
There's no way
Okay.
they'd take her away.
All right, Dad, do you have any predictions about what's going to happen this next week? Maybe specifically where Trump versus the Supreme Court is concerned?
Nothing. Supreme
Mom?
Court doesn't have any teeth.
Okay.
I can predict this. Should I predict it?
What?
Huh?
I can't say it. Never mind.
What?
I can't
Say it. Why can't you say it?
I
What-
predict
what's going on?
Going on?
it has nothing to do with politics, so I can't say it.
That's fine.
Okay. I will be at a new barn by the end of the week. I can't wait. I love the two people that invited us back. We never should have left, but we did. I ran. I was afraid, and we're going back. And I'll have an arena to ride in. I can't wait.
Fantastic. One other topic, by the way, that I wanted to, I guess, not even bring up. It
What?
was not even a blip in the news. There was a mass shooting at
Yeah.
a
In
university this
Florida.
week.
Save
No one
that for
cares.
next week because they
No
really
one cares.
investigated it.
Some of the students that were part of the shooting that just happened were also part of a shooting in elementary school in that same city.
Yeah.
So
I
they
told-
survived 2 school shootings.
Dang it. You
Welcome
should
to
have left
America.
that for next week because somebody just had to leave again. I want to
All right,
show
well.
everyone, see what I did for our microphone. We didn't
Yeah.
drop it today.
You have to have the microphone pointing at your mouth. So
I
that
got
we can
it.
hear you.
Is that
And
better?
you shouldn't touch the microphone.
Okay.
Every time you touch it, we hear jittering kind of. Okay.
I dropped it.
What an episode this has been.
I
Thank
dropped
you
it.
everyone for joining us. My apologies about this one.
I'm at your feet.
Your
I got
If you-
apologies. You're apologizing for us?
I can do share also.
You're apologizing for us?
If you have a
my life, it's now or never. How
That's
long
Bon
is
Jovi.
forever? Who's
That's
that?
Bon Jovi.
Uh-huh.
Not a good impression though.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you all for joining us. If you
Best
have
of luck.
questions, send them to thenecessaryconversationpod@gmail.com in a 1-minute or shorter audio or video format. And before we go, as always, despite our political differences, despite Dad acting completely childishly, trying to give us the silent treatment and failing even that in that attempt because he can't help himself, he has to get back into the conversations. I will say this in my best Jeff Goldblum.
Get over it.
Mom, I love you. Dad, wherever you are, I love you too. And Haley, I love you. Thank you.
I'm back.
Yeah, they can't see you.
I love everybody.
Oh my God.
Mom, I love you. Dad, I love you. Chad, I love you.
Chad, I love you. Haley, I love you. Bob, I love you. Kitty cat, she's been sleeping. I love you.
All right. We'll see you next week.
Bye.